I've been spending a bit of time recently learning about time. Time is a fascinating subject, a lot more nuanced, complex and deep than it appears on the surface. And there's a theory of time called presentism. The idea of presentism is the only time that exists, the only time that's real is the present, is now. The past doesn't really exist. Yeah, it did exist, but it doesn't exist. The present is the only thing that exists. The future will exist, but it doesn't exist because the now is the only thing that's objective and real. So the present, the right now. And if this is correct, there's an interesting application. Why live in the future if it's not real? The future is possibilities. All sorts of things could happen in the future, but it's not real. Or why live in the past if it's genuinely gone away, if it's genuinely in the past and things that have happened in the past just can't be changed? Why live there? And there's another place that we can live, which is called the counterfactuals. Now, counterfactual statements are statements in the subjunctive conditional mood. I know there's a lot of big words here, but an example might help you. Counterfactual means counter to fact. An example of a counterfactual statement or question would be, what would have happened if I had gone to university in a different city? What would have happened had I chosen to pursue a particular relationship? What would have happened had I gone for that job interview? What would have happened had I decided to invest in this particular property in that city? So there are particular points in our lives we make decisions. We make decisions about certain things with the information that we have, and we think about those decisions when we've made them, and we think about what would have happened had I done it differently. Well, that's called a counterfactual statement. Something would have happened had I done something. But there are also future counterfactuals. So for example, if you're waiting in your car at a junction, you could make the statement, if I were to pull out of this junction now, that truck would hit me. That's a counterfactual statement. So you can see how these statements are actually really useful in rational planning and decision making. It's not a good idea to pull out of this junction because if I do, that truck will hit me. So you don't do it. And it's a counterfactual statement because it never actually happens. It never factually becomes the case. But the problem is we can spend time living in the counterfactual, living in the past, living in the future, and we can miss what's in the present. And this is what I really want to encourage you to do. If the present is the only thing that actually exists and is actually real, then now, that's where we want to live. Because when we put our emotions, our time, our energy into obsessing about what might happen in the future, wallowing and regretting what has happened in the past, or obsessing in this kind of counterfactual, subjunctive, conditional mood, we miss what's here and now. So that's my encouragement for you. On the one hand, it's great to learn lessons about the past. It's wonderful to think about possibilities in the future and to make decisions in the present to kind of improve your prospects in the future and to think about and plan what's going to happen. It's fantastically wise and essential to use counterfactuals to help us plan and to help us make decisions, but it shouldn't go beyond that. The problem comes when we start to invest our heart, our emotions, our time, our energy, and then they begin to affect our present in thinking about these non-existent counterfactuals, the non-existent past and the non-existent future. And we miss what's here and we miss what's now because we're emotionally pulled down by these non-existent temporal places, if you see what I mean. They're temporal is to do with time. The future doesn't exist. So don't live in it. Don't let it get you down. Don't fear it. Just enjoy what you have here and now and use the gifts that God's given you of rational planning, reflection and thinking to help you make decisions now that'll translate into better decisions and a better life in the future. But don't let it bring you down. Don't let it affect you negatively in the now. Don't live in regret. Don't live in fear, and just enjoy what you have. God bless you guys. I'm going to have to go for now. It's been great sharing with you in this journey. Please do keep tuning in. Thank you for the times that you comment. Thank you for the times that you share these videos. Thank you for the likes and the shares that I have on Facebook. It's just really nice to see that these videos are encouraging, engaging people in their own walks of God. So God bless you guys. Take care, and I'll see you soon.